Hello.
Hello, Christopher Kramer.
Hello, Philip Rumpel. How are we doing this morning?
You're just talking robot voice the entire AMA.
That'd be fun. Let's have some fun with this one.
AMA.
Really annoy people. We are talking like robots today. Welcome to the SoMee February AMA.
Oh, we have to laugh like robots too.
See if I can find a robot filter.
Oh my goodness.
Do the robot
Too
today.
much fun. The SoMee Royal Guard is here, as is CT Atman, and of course Mr. Doman.
Very nice.
I don't know who the SoMee Royal Guard is, though. When did we get a guard and we not get told?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's Johnny. You should have come in with bubbles, Johnny. I have kittens running everywhere. I've got like 2 in the living room, 1 on the ledge next to me, 2 in the dining room.
Kittens are growing fast, aren't they?
Oh, they're so big now. Oh my goodness. They'll be up for adoption on the 16th when they get their first shots. So I'll probably give them up for adoption on the 18th. My daughter's taking one, my daughter's friend's taking another. And so that just leaves 1 more for me to get rid of.
Oh, amazing.
Hey, Chris, you want one?
My wife said no, sadly.
Oh. She's like, it's easy for me to say no when I don't see it. I should have sent you a picture.
Yeah.
Anybody want a cat? I have a kitten. Hi, Janice. Hi, Alistair. Oh, CC Atman. I've seen that name before in here once, I think. Have we seen CC Atman before?
I think so.
Well, Janice, I'm alive. I don't know if I'm doing better because I still get headaches and all that good stuff, but I am alive. And I'm able to work, which is good. So I guess that's better. Chris has been a slave driver for a while, so we're good.
Hey, I gave you a couple weeks off, I think.
You gave me 6 days off, yes.
Of course, I had to try to force you because you kept coming back to work.
I was bored. It's boring just sitting there doing nothing all day. That's boring.
For somebody who stays as busy as you do, yeah.
I think it's the ADHD. My body just says, no, you have to do stuff. If I could channel that into exercise, that'd be nice. From London. Ooh, Alistair's from London. Hi from Vegas, Alistair. What else do we have in here yet? Oh, we still have time.
So I found a filter that makes me a cyborg.
Doesn't look good with your hat.
No.
Alistair visited Vegas once. I visited Vegas once too, and then I moved to South Summerlin.
Right? Yeah, it's the people in Vegas don't go to the Strip.
And no, which is hilarious because we get up to like 35 to 45% discounts whenever we do, because, you know, they really want people that live in or around Vegas to go to the Strip. So they give us locals a lot of discounts, but most of us still don't go.
Oh, yeah, I can see why.
If you hear cats meowing behind me, I am sorry. Mama cat is literally running around the house trying to corral her babies. It's not going well. They're not listening to her. Johnny Cash is here.
Johnny Cash.
Let's see, there's a Johnny Cash and a Johnny Cashmere. Looks like it brought you both in there, Bubba. Madame A is here.
Ah, Madam A. Hello, Madam.
Los Madame. Let me give Mr. Doman mic access. Johnny Frick is here. That's the first time I've seen that name. Welcome, Johnny.
Hello, everyone.
And then,
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Doman.
Oh, great.
For once, you actually did your mic right. No, I'm just kidding. Nick is here. Hi, Nick. Do we need to give Nick mic access? Will he be talking today?
We can. He is more than welcome to have mic access. Sure.
And Cam and Mike. Done. Up to him if he wishes to come up and talk.
Sure.
We'll start it in about 3 more minutes. People are coming in a little bit late, and we had like 50 plus registrations, so I want to give people time before we start.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a few more minutes before we start. Besides, this is being recorded, and it's going to go on YouTube and all the other places that we put it on. And
I guess in the
even our
future,
thing
we
that
could
we're thinking
probably
about
at
today.
the same time live stream this to.
Shh, 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 shh. We'll talk about that on slide 17 or slide 9 or whatever the
Gotcha.
heck it is. Don't give it away, Chris.
Don't want to jump ahead here.
No. We'll get there. But yes, we'll be able to live stream it there for sure. And then people will be able to watch it on whatever. But we'll talk about that. Faye Cal is here. Welcome, Faye Cal. M. Rowie, I think. Faye Cal M. Rowie.
Ah, hello. I believe he's one of our Republic, if I'm not mistaken, Republic investors. Maybe.
All right. 2 more minutes and then we'll start, guys. We have a few things to cover this time around. Nick says he'll let us do the talking, so I'm going to take his cam and mic access away.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, Nick, let us know.
And if anybody else wants to talk, we're more than willing to talk to people. All right, here. 1 more minute. Anyone going to Bitcoin Miami? No, I'm not traveling. Even though they got rid of the mask mandates and things like that, I still wear a mask everywhere, and I'm not going to travel anywhere right now.
Yeah, I
If
think
it was all virtual, I would.
I think some folks went. Who was Aaron saying that was there from at least his people that he knows? I mean, there's a bunch of people there, but yeah, I'm not traveling. Nobody from our team traveled there, but I think probably next year we'll hopefully have a lot of events that we start going to.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. We've waited 3 minutes past our normal start time, and people can still continue flooding in. I don't lock the room or anything. You guys can join and leave whenever you wish. Welcome, everybody, to the February 2022 SoMee AMA. We always have these AMAs on the last Saturday of the month at 10:30. So thank you for joining us. We do have a lot to cover today. Well, I wouldn't say a lot to cover. We've got a lot to cover that's interesting, and then we have a lot of time for questions. So let's just jump right in and talk about what we're going to talk about today. You all can see the screen, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Awesome sauce. So we'll cover project updates today. We'll talk about some marketing updates with a few of the people on the marketing team giving us some updates. And then just basically going to open the floor to whatever questions we have. So let's jump into it. The very first thing today is later today, probably in a few hours after this AMA, we'll be doing a production push. And this production push has a few site bug updates to it, as well as 2 new features. And the 2 new features, of course, is hashtag for phase 1 implementation. And hashtags allow you to do what you see on the screen here. You can type hashtags into your posts, and you'll be able to click on those hashtags and be able to search for any posts and things like that that have used those hashtags before. Phase 1 comes out today. We do have a phase 2 being worked on that should come out here shortly. And phase 2 will include when you start typing the hashtag, a little pop-up will come up. And that'll allow you to actually quickly do hashtags. Plus, we're putting hashtag capabilities in comments and replies. But we wanted to get this one out to you guys first because what's a social media platform without hashtags?
Yeah, no, that's great. Now we have tagging for users and hashtags, and then both of those are going to be coming in phase 2 for the comments, as well as the upvotes for the actual SME power and stuff like that.
Yes, I was going to talk about that on the next slide, but
Oh, okay.
let's do that. So, and then we have another feature update. We added the SME power up and the SME power down to the wallet as well. And this does work for Hive Keychain and for Hive Signer, but there is a very important caveat here, guys. You'll notice right down at the bottom in yellow there, it says you have to sign in to Hive Signer with your active key, or you have to add your active key to Hive Keychain to be able to use this feature. And that's not a restriction that we can control. That's just because in order for us to pass custom JSON over to the Hive blockchain, you have to be using your active key. So if you signed in with your posting key on Hive Signer or you signed in with your owner key on Hive Signer, that's not enough. You actually have to re-sign in with your active key. And I will have a blog article out today about how that's doable, how you guys can clear your login, sign back in, update your Hive Signer with the proper key. It's actually really, really simple. You don't have to worry about any complexity there. But it'll allow you to power up your SME and power down your SME just like you're used to. And that basically completes all the major functions for the wallet other than the ERC20 balances, which we're working on adding as well. And then, of course, as Chris noted, we are adding the voting up and down to comments and replies so that you can see the number of votes as well as number of downvotes for your comments and replies. So there's a lot coming in for those fixes. Oh, I wanted to take a moment also and discuss Hive's new authentication mechanism, just really quick before we go on to the next slide. I wasn't going to add it as a slide in here because we haven't implemented it yet, but Hive came out with a new service called HAS, Hive Authentication Service. It's a very appropriately named thing. Anyway, it allows you to link to whatever Hive wallet service you have, whether it's Hive Keychain, whether it's Hive Signer, whether it's the Hive Wallet app, or whatever else that you added your Hive ID to. And it allows you to deep link to that so that you're only signing in with your ID. Now, we are looking at adding this capability to SoMee.social, but right now we still do prefer people using their Hive Signer because it's a lot easier for you guys to use. And it doesn't require you to actually have the wallet or an application installed on your mobile phone to be able to use. The HAS service is very beneficial, but right now I don't think it's the best thing for us to be using for our social media network.
Yeah, for
Does
sure.
that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's great too. And I'm looking forward to seeing that once they release it. I'm pretty sure it'll be, maybe as good or if not better than what's out there now, Signer.
Hopefully. Let's go on to the next one here. We do also want to let you guys know that we are implementing a fiat to crypto service called Transact into the wallet. And this will be the first of multiple fiat to crypto services that we are integrating with. I can't release the names of the other ones right yet because we haven't received permission from the two that we're going to be using. But Transact is the first one, and it's very easy to use. I've already had a member or two already use it. They found the process fairly simple, which is good. It's supported throughout most of the world. You can buy most cryptocurrencies with whatever fiat currency you have. So if you wanted to buy Hive, you can do it with Canadian dollars. If you lived in Japan, you can, use the yen or whatever. You want to buy US DT or USDC, you can do that. You want to buy Ethereum, you can do that. We're adding this to the wallet, so it's a lot easier for you guys to quickly buy what you need. And as I said, this is the first integration. The other ones will allow us to do other services like fiat to NFT and fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat as well. But this is just phase one. So this is the first service that we're introducing today.
Yeah,
Well, not today, but in a few days.
it's important to note that to get Hive through this one, I believe you have to switch to Canadian dollars. So they don't have a USD to Hive yet. We're hoping that will be enabled, but at least you can kind of do it that way, I think, through the app.
Yeah, Transact is working on the USD to Hive. In fact, most of the fiat on-ramps in the United States find it difficult to go from USD to Hive. There's different regulations involved with that. But what you can do is, as long as your bank supports international currencies, which practically everyone does out there, you can switch it to Canadian dollars and just go CAD to Hive, and it's not really a big issue. As long as you can pay for it, you're good.
Cool.
It's a very simple thing. And the interface is not confusing. All you got to do is click a button, done.
Yeah.
And so it should be a lot easier. We're also implementing this across most of our platforms. So this will be on the NFT marketplace. This is on the SoMee website. Basically, wherever we have to deal with crypto, we're putting this on there. And then let's go to our next one here. We also did an update to our dev blog. One thing that we wanted to do was make our development blog a little bit easier for people to ingest. And so we've got multiple categories listed on the homepage for you to be able to browse and view whenever we come out with updates. Plus, you can sign up for our newsletter at the top so that we can tell you the latest product updates as soon as they come out. And we just think that the overall design for the new dev blog is a lot easier for people to use. That was a fun thing to work on.
Yeah,
Took me a
it
few
looks
days.
really nice now, and I love the kind of very varied look with our blog posts and featured images and all that stuff. And as Philip mentioned, we have our newsletter that will be giving project updates too. So sign up, but also advanced drops for NFTs that are upcoming because we have some big ones. And so just go to devs.someesocial.com and sign up, and we will put you on the list.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then we're going to move on here. And then, Chris, did you want to talk about our website stats?
Yeah, I mean, we've been asked for stats by investors. I've been meeting with a number of different investors every week, and so I just told Philip, let's start doing the stats like weekly, so we can get the CloudFront stats, and we use CloudFront, which is part of Amazon Web Services, and it tracks all of our stats on the site. And so this last week, actually, this is the 30-day one. So within the last 30 days from January 27th until February 24th, it looks like we had 3.6 million requests. And so it's an average of 118,000 per day. And basically, just to be clear, the requests are not like unique users. Basically, what it tracks is all the requests to the site, which could be some users, obviously logging in multiple times per day, checking their wallet balance, doing posts, things like that. So it's definitely not
Right. And
unique. Yeah.
we'll have more stats as our dashboards and things like that mature. Right now, we only rely on CloudFront to show us this information. But we did want to show everybody that, it is in use. A lot of people actually are using it, and they're using it all throughout the day, which is great. And so, even though we don't have like millions of users like Facebook does, we still have millions of hits, which is wonderful.
Yeah, and obviously we're growing at 2 to 3,000 new users a week with no marketing or literally kind of very low. We're doing some brand stuff and some different types of kind of an awareness campaigns. We have our Republic campaign going and things like that. So people are hearing about us. But again, we didn't want to push full marketing and the full scope of what we have planned until we are actually have everything quality assurance reviewed and have all the features in, which is we'll talk about that on another slide. But yeah, and this is as far as the website users, the usage for the past 30 days, same period, where the majority of the users are coming from, which is the US. And do you have that list that I had on this slide, or did you take that one out completely? Because it had
No, I took it out because I wanted to show what people were actually visiting here. The graphic, I should say, the map shows the coverage better than the list does. So I wanted to show that, SoMee has users throughout the world, as you guys can see here. We have a lot of users in the United States, of course, because we're a US-based organization, but we've got Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Australia, Russia, India, Japan, Philippines, most of Europe. I mean, we have users absolutely everywhere, which is
I
wonderful.
like that list because it broke out each country and where they stood with all that traffic. I think actually last week Venezuela was number 2 to the US, if I'm not mistaken. And
I can look though.
yeah, I mean, it would be, let's see, I can probably pull it up too.
I got it right here. 1 second. So number 1 was United States, number 2 was Venezuela, number 3 was Canada, and then the UK, and then Russia, then Sweden, then Germany, then Denmark, then Norway, then Pakistan, then Spain, then India, then Serbia, then Netherlands, and the Philippines.
Yep, you got it. So anyway,
That was the order.
yeah, that was. So anyway, that's the breakdown, and we are getting a lot more traffic. It's getting a lot busier. So we see that people, a big percentage of our community has already transitioned or at least authenticated their Hive accounts with us from before, and so we're really seeing a lot of traction, not only from our existing community but from new users and things. So we're really happy with where we're at, considering we're not even really pushing marketing yet.
Off to the next side, I wanted to make sure that everybody was updated on what we were doing with our development priorities. And this is something new that I figured I would add. Everybody's like, what's our roadmap? What's our roadmap? Well, our main roadmap is on the dev blog, but that's like short-term and long-term vision. You don't get really specifics with that. And so every single week, and actually it's like 5 or 6 times a week, we meet with our developer teams and we go over our priorities, and then we have the developer team work on our priorities. So I figured in our monthly AMAs, I'll update you guys on our most recent priorities so that you guys know what we're working on. Obviously, hashtags phase 2 we have coming early next week. User mentions fixes are coming shortly after that, and those are like the fixes for the mobile application on how user mentions work, and making sure that they're only for followers and following, so you don't see everybody on the list. We're going to be doing transact shortly after that, and then we'll be talking about power up packages and adding those back into the application in March. And then we're talking about 30 business days of redevelopment to add all of the existing website features that we have into the mobile apps so we can get those back into the market. That takes about 30 business days after the day we start. So I put an approximate end date of April 29th on there, but it could be much sooner.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you also wrote down at the bottom, live video, short, long, and interactive timeline will be updated on the 28th. Our developer came back who was working on that today. So we'll have an update for you guys on when we add the video in. We've got the video back end done. We just need to plug it into the front end. And as you know, it doesn't take very long to plug things into the front end. So we'll give you guys an update on Monday about the video chat and all that stuff.
yeah, it's a priority. We've been working on it. So like Philip said, we just have to tie it in. So it's shouldn't be too much longer before we have that in and ready to go. And then everybody will have monetized video, short video clips, and there's all kinds of other features right behind it too that we can actually
Oh yeah, we're
activate.
adding a ton.
Yeah, it's exciting to actually have that because it really gives people, the full social media experience and encrypted chat
And
as well.
yeah, we're going to do this all encrypted by default so that your video chats when you go live, as well as when they're playing the recordings, when you guys are on your chat messages, when you're on your audio and video calls, they're all encrypted end to end so that you guys have the proper protection. We want to make sure that if somebody is joining, that they're joining a secure chat so nobody can just sit there and view it. And we use stronger security than even Signal does, which is wonderful because it's incredibly secure for your communications, which is great. And we do everything from we'll be implementing everything from live videos where you guys can go ahead and share live to short videos where you can do little 20 and 30-second clips or whatever you want. And they're really interactive videos where you guys can have one person, work with another person on the live video together. You can do co-video hosting. You can do video streaming from your computer to the website. I mean, there's a lot that we're implementing here. And because we have a great service that we're partnering with that we'll release here shortly to everybody that's providing this service on behalf of SoMee, and it's just absolutely wonderful. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. We do have video and audio filters being added as well, so you guys can even have fun on your stuff. And we have the ability, Chris, to do our own custom stuff for the video filters too. So like we want to do some SoMee filters or
Yeah.
make people look like the weird SoMee cat or put a little SoMee token above their head. We can do that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And then now we have our marketing side, and we do have a member of our marketing here, team Bijo here. But we'll go ahead and talk about this first one, which is more of Chris's pet project. And we want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. It's the FinTech TV at the New York Stock Exchange. Chris filmed with Dominique Columbus. Everybody knows him as Dom. He's a wonderful guy. I talk to him like every day. It's hilarious. He's got a weird sense of humor. It's wonderful. And we talk about SoMee as well as the upcoming NFT drops for Spaced Out Cadets, which is on spacedOutCadets.com, which if you haven't visited it yet, go there, look at it. You guys will love that NFT drop. But
Yeah.
FinTech TV is a huge opportunity for us. And I am going to let Chris explain why.
Yeah, I mean, they film at the New York Stock Exchange. As a matter of fact, we were going to film on site at the New York Stock Exchange, but last minute, Dominique had a casting call for a film, and he just couldn't make it. So we did it remote. But Vince Molinari, who is the founder of FinTech TV, partners with the New York Stock Exchange and with these different media outlets, Bloomberg, Fox, and other ones that they syndicate out to. So it's nice to have an interview with Vince because he's talking to pretty much everybody in the fintech universe. If you look at their site at FinTech TV, there's tons of interviews there that he's done, and he and his team. So it was an honor to be part of that and to have him feature us. And we obviously brought Dom in because we're getting ready to drop his NFT Spaced Out Cadets drop. And so, like Philip said, if you guys go to his site, you can join the Discord. I'm not sure if there's the white list is full or what happened with that yet, but I know it's going to be a really, really exciting drop, and we're looking forward to that. So it's great just to be part of the FinTech, and you guys can check that out. Well, I think there's on the next slide, we include the link there.
And then we also have our marketing team that's been doing a lot in the background. And one of the things that we have to let you guys know of is we'll lift the veil a little bit about some of our international marketing as we keep going on. But we've been doing brand awareness campaigns, talking about SoMee.social, talking about blockchain, talking about decentralized blockchain so people can understand it better, and so that people are more aware of who SoMee is. And we have multiple brand awareness campaigns that we run and that we're doing all the time. And then our marketing team also focuses on international outreach. And Bijo, did you want to talk without revealing any specifics, of course, right now, because we don't have those agreements in place, but did you want to talk about the efforts of yourself, Patrick and Nick, and what you guys do for the international outreach?
I mean, I don't want to reveal too much, but basically on the background, especially Patrick is very well connected internationally in Europe and in the US. Basically, with I mean, I don't want to know. I don't want to
Think
say
about
all
the
the
biggest
fields, but he
sport
is
in
very
Europe.
what?
That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, he's very connected in Europe, like in most fields, and he's basically connecting and networking, making deals behind the scenes with a lot of interesting brands or companies. So that is going on in the background, but we won't reveal it yet.
Yeah. And also
Suffice
on
to
the
say, they're very busy.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah, it's exciting to get his updates every week. Also on the international front, we've had some really big kind of partnership investment type meetings on our Reg D side, and hoping that within the next month we'll have some really big news for you guys on that front. But it's this would be kind of a kind of combined, if this goes through, it's a combined kind of partnership investment from a company project that you all know very well, and we're really excited to hopefully put this together. So we'll give you more updates on that, but that'll do a lot for the company, the branding, and also it'll energize another community that will be joining us
Also,
on
on top
SoMee.
of
So
that,
very exciting.
Faith Connection announced a partnership with SoMee. We didn't announce it on our side, but they announced it on their side.
Yeah, Faith Tribe, and Wahid is the founder. What's Wahid's last name?
Chamas.
Aaron. Yeah, Wahid Chamas. You guys should check out Faith Tribe. They just dropped their FTRB, but that's going to be a big collaboration because they're disrupting the fashion industry, and it's like really awesome what they're doing. And we're really glad that Aaron could introduce us to Wahid because it's a great partnership. They did a bunch of announcements last week. They were featured like on the front of
CoinDesk, not
Telegraph and some
CoinDesk,
other
not
ones, I think,
Cointelegraph, but yeah.
or CoinDesk. Yeah, so they were on the front of CoinDesk and a number of other publications where they mentioned SoMee and the partnership, and we're going to be doing something with their community as well. So great partnership.
Awesome sauce. And not only are we doing the international outreach and all that good stuff and brand awareness, but we also have our NFT marketplace, which I'm not going to announce the name of because we have something special for you on. But our development team is adding one more thing to the NFT marketplace. Most of the website pages are done except for one page, and they're working on that. And most of that should be done by mid next week, which is wonderful. So we should be able to announce the official launch of the NFT marketplace, if not next week, the week after, so that people can use it. Right now, you can go and pre-register once we release the name for you. But before we do that, let me go on to the next slide.
I have to give kudos to Bijo, who is the marketing genius behind our new name. Right now, we're trademarking it, so that's already in process, and we're really excited to be able to brand this new NFT platform, and it kind of gives us it's separate brand from SoMee, but it's still under the SoMee brand, but now it's its own kind of entity.
And then, of course, you have our FinTech TV here, which we wanted to talk a little bit more about because of our partnership there. We do have the link to watch the latest episode, right? Episode that you were on and all that good stuff. And then, of course, FinTech TV broadcasts on Times Now, CNBC, Bloomberg, ET. And so pretty much anything of note that we'll be doing with FinTech TV can be syndicated across those, which is absolutely wonderful. Did you want to talk anything more about FinTech TV, Chris?
No, you guys can just check it out there, fintech.tv, and then you'll see, Dominic and I segment there. But you can see they have Jane King there, who basically interviews different people as well as part of their team. You can see they have the president and CEO of the Tokyo Stock Exchange there. I've seen Vince interview Hester Pierce from the SEC, all kinds of interesting interviews and content. So check it out.
And to clarify, this is a different broadcasting media company than the one we were using before, New to the Street. But Jane's also.
Yeah, I mean, we're still partnered with New. Yeah, I mean, we're still partnered with New to the Street, and we still do segments. As a matter of fact, we're booking a segment right now with them for one of our NFT artists. It's going to be going live and doing a drop aside from Dom. And we have a really, really massive NFT drop coming that I think you guys will be super excited about. It's going to be a very, very exciting project to be part of, and that's coming up. So yeah, it's different, but they're all kind of partnered. And I think Vince Molinari, he knows also and friends with Vince Caruso, who's the head of the New to the Street and Exploring the Block.
Awesome sauce. And then, Chris, did you want to talk about Republic?
Yeah, Republic is basically been going very well with the traction. One thing that people keep asking us is when is the wire transfers, because the investors who want to invest higher amounts have been wanting to do wire transfers, and for some reason it hasn't been enabled yet. We've talked to Republic time and time again about it. They are working on it. It's just more of a thing where I think because they transitioned, or they were transitioning a new escrow service, that we had to wait until that happened. I don't know how other projects, because people are asking me why are other projects able to have wire transfers, and we just don't know. I mean, they have a number of different things happening on the site at any given time, and we're just communicating back to them. So they say it should be any day. So we expect actually our campaign to go, after this week, to rapidly kind of reach the max of the campaign. So, but there's still time. There's like 49 days. So if you guys still want to go in and get stock in the company, then you'll be, it's a different level of ownership within the organization. But yeah, it's going well. We're really happy, and we love Republic, and it's a great platform.
Similarly speaking, we did actually have some investor feedback that we wanted to share as well, and the reasons why people actually wanted to invest in SoMee. And I picked 3 of them from the list of the hundreds of investors that we have, because I wanted to point them out. Adam talks about, you had me at decentralized. I've been watching how this local company has been innovating and leading the industry in decentralized social media and allowing everyday people around the earth earn money and build their brand. And that's really an important message for us, because that's really what SoMee is about. We're not just a social network platform. We want to actually be there for change. When we say social for a cause, we have a reason for that. And I'm glad to see that other investors like Adam actually share that. Andre goes, I'm interested in the potential of blockchain and see the combination of this tech with existing platform techs intrigues me. As an educator, investing in projects like this provide me with real-world applications to discuss in my class. I think that's awesome. As an educator, he's talking about decentralized stuff in education. I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then Eric goes, I invested because the model and strategic plan. I also like the responses in the discussion section. I left that kind of trailing off because he didn't really add much more. And I really wanted people to go to the Republic website. So if you go to rep.pub/SoMee and look at the comments section at the bottom, I have to give Chris kudos. I probably bugged him for like a week before we went live on Republic and saying, Chris, you must comment. Chris, you must comment. I wasn't the only person that was bugging him about it. But he's been on top of all those replies, talking to people, commenting people all the time. And it really is helping people understand the vision.
A lot of good questions. I mean, people are really, analyzing everything and asking a lot of questions, and you go in and answer, and then everybody can kind of see all the communication there. So it is a well-designed platform as well.
Awesome sauce. And then we're going to move on. And this is for Bijo. Bijo, did you want to announce the game?
So as we said, we have
Oh, we got a
the name.
new game.
Yeah, we have the name
Guess
for
the
our
name.
team marketplace, and we don't want to reveal it. It's up to you guys. You guys can guess. So we did that also as a posting on all our socials, where you can basically comment your name idea, and then there's a link, step 2, where you can sign up on our dev site, so to participate in the game. But the cool thing is, it's very simple. Guess the right name, sign up, and win a micro power package.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
So just a little,
Very excited. I'm
little.
very excited if someone can guess it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Let's
can
see.
We'll
guess
see
it.
if somebody can guess it. But now, how
Yeah.
do they
Right.
actually guess? Hey, you be quiet. How do they actually guess? How do they participate?
So basically, go to our socials like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Same pictures posted there, and then just in the comments, you write your answer. What you think the name is. There's one letter revealed, F, and you have to fill the other ones. You comment it, and you sign up on the link we also posted in there, and that's it.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Sounds
2
good.
steps.
Yeah. We'll give away. If people get it, we'll give away.
Yeah, the steps
micro
are
or
explained
medium power
also
up.
like on the socials.
So
Very exciting. I mean, you
Right.
can guess here too. Would be nice.
you can guess here too. Rafter is not it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You guys want to throw some comments in? Let's see who gets it by the end of the AMA.
Yeah, if you get it by the end of the AMA, we'll give you a bigger boost.
Yeah, that's right. AC, don't
Look-
go telling any of your buddies.
Yeah, you be quiet, AC. You don't get to know.
Don't want any cheating.
Moving on. Moving on, it's time for the open question answer portion of our AMA. And we do have a few ones in here. Now, remember, you guys can ask us anything. It could be anything about the project, about our marketing, about the development team. It could be, questions about us. It can be, what did you eat for dinner? Whatever. Ask us whatever you would like to ask us. We're here to answer those questions. And I'm going to go ahead and project the first question here. Ta-da! Project. Johnny asks, can you please speak a bit about the marketing budget? Has it to do with Republic campaign, or where does the budget come from? With what amount are you calculating? And is it going to be big with your connection to multiplicators and other things like that? So Chris, can you speak to the marketing budget?
$1 billion. No. I have a pinky at my mouth too. Like
I was going to say $1 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah, no, we actually have been, not doing too much on purpose to reserve our budget for marketing, but also at the same time, we are raising capital in a couple different areas: a Regulation D, the Regulation CF on Republic, and a Regulation S, which is like more of an international with our international partners. And so what we plan to do is close out our round and then basically create our budget around the capital that comes in. But we have we're pretty close to closing our entire round, and so that'll give us about 5 million in in investment, in addition to whatever Republic does, probably another million. So it'll give us a total of 6 million, which we want to budget anywhere from, percentages. I think we have to talk about it as a team, but there's a certain percentage that we put even in our documentation on Republic that we would spend on marketing. So, yeah, but we don't want to overdo or overspend on marketing, but we have some strategies that we want to implement. And also, a lot of our marketing is actually sales driven with the influencers. So we'll talk about, I guess we didn't have did we have this slide where we said we're re-enabling power? I guess we did talk about power up packages.
We did
Our-
talk about it earlier, but we still have to do a little bit more on the power up
Yeah.
package, so I didn't include that
Our
slide.
power up packages, when they're re-enabled, we have a target for that. And, we want the influencers to be able to generate the link. And then when people make a purchase, they get a little piece of the upfront payment. So we have kind of a calculation based on that for, our premium, and that kind of embeds the influencers, helps them, drive some value, but that's not like out of pocket. It just basically, as we collect the payments, then, like the next month, the influencers get a report, they get their payment. And so that's part of our marketing strategy as well, that actually doesn't actually affect our budget. But we want to do a lot of PR. We want to do, some partnerships. We have some big partnerships that we want to announce, and co-branding, and then there's the usual things that start. We didn't want to do it this year. We didn't really have the budget for it, but next year we'll start doing, or maybe the latter half of this year even, the events. And now that the world's kind of opening back up again, so get out to some of these events to meet the different projects, meet the partners, meet the fans, meet the community, and get the name out there, more and more. And with some of the things that we have coming too, we're going to have a lot of like earned media, because especially one of our NFT projects is, how should I say,
Massive.
it kind of includes somebody kind of like iconic, that is an icon. So people, if I said the name, you know who it is instantly. And that's going to be a big deal, because, we'll just get a lot of free press for that, and be able to, kind of be, coming out of the gates with a really nice, momentum with that. So we'll get back to you guys on the exact, if you're looking for exact numbers, we can report that later on. We just don't have everything quite nailed down yet. We have our kind of, foundation for our plan, but we're going to go ahead and budget it based on our closing out our raise, and then our other strategies I just talked about.
Awesome sauce. Next question comes from the SoMee Royal Guard. By the way, that's
The
Johnny.
Royal Guard.
We love the Royal Guard. We have a Royal Guard, but
That's
we were
cool.
not told we had a guard before we had one. So hey, anyway, on the recent interview, you mentioned that we might wait to implement ad share after a few million users have joined, much like how Facebook did. Are there increased costs to supporting that much traffic, or is it just negligible? Ergo, why are you wanting to wait?
Yeah, well, I particularly wanted to wait because, once you scale the people and the users, then the brands really get interested in being in front. So we kind of wanted to inject that at a time, just to kind of, supercharge the system. Also, it gives another revenue stream for the users who are on board, and there's more opportunity, and it kind of drives the ecosystem further. So we don't have a lot to do on EdShare. We just have to recode the front end because it was in Angular. We have to recode it in React Native, but that's the easy part. The back end work's been done. And so we, as far as the traffic scaling goes, I think we can scale relatively effectively. As far as cost effectively, I know we can scale, infinitely, but as far as cost goes, I don't think it's too expensive once we reach that threshold. But Philip would probably know more than I do, because he handles all the infrastructure.
So is there increased cost in supporting that much traffic? Of course there is. The more traffic you have, the higher cost you have. But you're talking about, I've got 3 million hits coming to the website, and we're paying like what, $100 in traffic cost? So even if I increase that by a factor of 10, with the discounts that we get for our traffic, it doesn't increase the cost by a factor of 10. So again, it is rather negligible. Even as we get a lot of people hitting the website, it's not as much as one would actually think.
Yeah, that's not like a factor for us when we're saying that we're going to wait to release ad share. That really didn't come into the conversation. It was more about like the timing of it and the strategic purposes of when to release it to kind of supercharge and get the get the users and the eyeballs there, and which a lot of websites, they have problems doing that because and it's like the chicken and the egg kind of argument, like how are you going to get advertisers when you don't have users, and how are you going to get users, type of thing. And our strategy is to scale the users because they like the fact that they can earn from their content and their likes and interactions on SoMee, and it's an easy user face for them to connect to. Swipe a card, buy a power package. Try to make it as easy as possible, and then scale that model first, so people are making money. The influencers are making a little piece to promote it, and then we'll scale, and then have the brands that we inject later. So it's more of a strategic decision based on that.
Awesome sauce. The next question comes from CC Atman. Is the SoMee support still reachable through email at support@somee.social? Yes, it is. We've had a little bit of delay in answering some of those support questions because I was out sick for a while. But I will be answering all of the support questions over the next day or so, making sure that everybody has been answered and stuff like that. I know that there's been some delay with that. We have limited staff to deal with some of those support requests, and we want to make sure that myself, Chris, and all the other people that are involved with the project that have access are able to answer.
Well, we should post
So-
on our slide too the live kind of community support, because a lot of people come into our Telegram chat and they get support like right on the right there. Not we don't want you, if it's something that you don't want to share publicly, obviously just go through our system. But if it's something that it's a quick question or something that you need answered, you're always welcome to join our Telegram. Maybe somebody could post it in the chat so that DC admin.
I just did.
Yeah. Okay.
Our Royal Guard has another question. Will the NFT marketplace use SAT or SoMee or SME in some way, or are we keeping it simple? We're actually using SoMee, as well as some other tokens as well. And we can use the native tokens for the blockchains as well. So for example, we can use AVAX for Avalanche. We can use Matic for Polygon, ETH for ETH. We can use SoMee for some of our ETH things as well. We can use a custom Polygon token for some of our Polygon networks that offer royalties. All of that will be detailed on the websites based on the collections that you choose to make.
Yeah, we wanted to make it fairly flexible because we added like 10 blockchains into it so that you can have some, if you want to use Avalanche or if you want to use, Polygon, and we've launched custom contracts on Polygon with royalties and on Ethereum with royalties. So, we kind of started off with those and launched custom contracts on both of those. So probably people will most likely want to choose Polygon or Ethereum if that's the case. We can also, in the very near future, you'll be able to publish those on our platform and enable it to publish to OpenSea or other popular platforms to extend your reach. So that's a benefit. And the beautiful thing is that we upload all your content to IPFS, so it is truly decentralized. So there's a benefit there when you actually publish through us to other sites that might be holding it in a centralized database. I won't mention any names, but that's just that's just
Chris with the passive shade.
that's just a concern for some people, and people are aware of that. So we chose to kind of like force IPFS. So on our NFT marketplace. So even if our front end went down, you could still access your NFTs, which is nice. So
Yep,
that's a benefit. So I just wanted to cover that benefit there for sure.
All right.
Another thing
next-
on that on our SoMee Guard's point. We do have staking now for SoMee and for SAT, and the staking contracts. I don't know. Did we announce it, or I thought we announced it, but we just didn't release it yet.
We announced the staking contract, but we haven't released it yet because we have to finish testing the main website that it's on.
Okay, So you guys will be releasing that soon for all the staking for SoMee and SAT, and then obviously there's functionality for SoMee within our DAO, which is vote.someesocial.com, but we don't. There's no gas fees, and it's not like it charges you. I think it just snapshots the balance of what you're holding to give you weight for your vote, and that's it. So it's nice and easy, and it's not like we're using that as a revenue source or charging you anything for that. We made it easy for you to
Yeah, that's the
participate.
important point to realize on the DAO. Our DAO is, how should I put this? A lot of people do DAOs that are based on the actual blockchain, which means that they're backed predominantly on the blockchain. So whenever you propose and whenever you vote, you're spending as well as having to buy tokens and things like that to be able to move the DAO forward. It usually acts as a fundraising mechanism for projects and things like that. We didn't need that. What we wanted to do was give you guys the ability as the community to have a voice in where the project moves forward. So we use a program called Snapshot, which does put things on the blockchain, but doesn't require you to actually spend cryptocurrency to be able to vote or propose. What we've done is, as long as you are a holder of SoMee, your vote has weight if we have weighted posts. And as long as you are a holder of SoMee, you can propose. So you don't have to, buy billions of SoMee tokens and things like that just to be able to participate in the DAO. Any holder can participate.
Yeah, so that's a good point about the DAO, and then as far as the NFT marketplace, like we said, there's going to be different options there. So just creating options for kind of pretty much everything. SAT does have the staking mechanism coming, but will mainly be used inside of the AdShare marketplace once we release that, and we're excited to get that going. So yeah, okay, go for it.
Next question from CC Atman. Also, I would like to help translating SoMee in French. I remember there was a link somewhere for those that were like me who want to do that, but I can't find it anymore. Is it still in place? Yes, if you could confirm for me. Where? Let me see if it's still on there.
Parlez-vous français?
No, I don't.
Je m'appelle Chris.
I'm so glad that you're that way, Chris. No. What we're doing right now is we are finishing up the main development of the website, which is just about done. And then we're going to export all the strings again, and then I'm going to re-enable the website. When I re-enable the website, you'll be able to go to translate.someesocial.com, and that will allow you to participate. And right now, I've got it disabled because we're changing things too quickly on the website for it to keep up. Once the main website is ready, which it should be here, pretty quickly, then we'll export again all the strings that are in the website. Those go into a single file, and then we upload that to the Translate website, and anybody that's an expertise on anything can submit suggestions for those, and it'll auto-translate as well for you guys to approve. And then whenever you guys change your languages on the website or the mobile app, they'll use those translated strings. So as soon as that main work is done, then we'll go ahead and move forward with releasing that website again.
Awesome.
that make
Awesome
sense?
sauce.
Awesome. Next question is from the Royal Guard as well. I have a gut feeling that some of the largest of SME holders will want an option to earn passively at some point without participating. Are there any plans to make that a profitable venture for SoMee as well as a convenient option for the mega?
Hive already allows you to delegate, so you can actually already delegate your SME.
Yeah, but you don't get any passive income back from that. It's just you give out a delegation to somebody, but there is no kickback from that.
Oh, so it doesn't automatically enable some kind of benefit for. Oh, okay. All right. Well, probably a compliance reason or something like that. They
That's also something we can ask them.
We can ask them. So yeah, let us check with Hive about that.
They could integrate it. It's just that integrating something like that, it could bring issues with bots and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true. Maybe it's something they decided for not to do for bots, but I'm sure if you delegated to somebody and help them get started like that, they would, be willing to, probably give back to you, at least. I don't know.
We do have other options available too. One of the things that we're enabling that was posted on the DAO was to be able that if you were banned or you were blocked on Hive, you were still able to post on Hive, which is allowed, but you forfeit your Hive, but you could still earn SME. And that's something that we're adding in as well because the community wanted it. We can do liquidity pool rewards. We can do staking rewards and things like that above what we already offer. So there are some things additional that we can do on the Hive engine side to make it a little bit more profitable for holders of SME. But that just takes us time for us to go through as a project. So it'll get there. Just give us time to work out the logistics on those.
For sure.
Next question comes from Nikolai Olson. We'll be able to see our current SME voting power live on the front page and set our power percentage when we vote. The answer to that question is yes. Right now, you can go to the wallet to see your SME voting power. So you can see what your SME power is. But we are adding that to that little, is it the flame,
Yes,
Chris?
the
We're adding it
flame,
to the flame.
the power.
We're adding it to the little flame icon on your profile as well on the top left-hand side. And we are making that voting bar on the left-hand side a slider for you guys to be able to change your voting power. So that is coming. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, and Bijo was just talking about that in our last development call because he was like, "Hey guys, we really need to have that on the little on the profile." So very good that you brought that up because we were like, "Yep, let's do it."
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually hit our time frame. We've actually gone over our time frame just a little bit here, but we do have maybe 6 minutes. If you guys have any other questions that you want to ask, or Chris, if there's anything that you want to talk to the community about.
I have one
Let's
question here
see.
that somebody asked. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Okay,
Well, yeah,
so they're
because I don't see any
asking
questions here.
about whether or not we're going to reach our Republic goal, or if that matters, or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the wire transfers have been disabled for some reason on our campaign, and we've talked to Republic about it, and they are re-enabling it or enabling it. They had to switch the escrow. So I think that's the reason why for our campaign specifically. I'm not sure exactly, all of the ins and outs of it, but they're doing a lot on that on their platform in general. So there's always moving parts to it, but we expect that as soon as that's enabled, there's several contributors who have been just asking, and I believe that they want to come in. One of them said they want to come in at the $100,000 level, and I don't know about the other ones, but we only have one of those packages anyway that give the benefit with the NFT or the other perks. But yeah, I mean, we expect it to kind of max out because there's still 49 days left. So, and we expect the wire transfer to be up in the next week or so. So you guys should see some movement happening. And if you haven't gotten in yet, I mean, the stock over there is discounted, and it's it's definitely will never be at that price ever again. And
And I think the other question was, is it a horrible thing if it doesn't hit that 1 million mark, Chris?
for us, we don't really that's not our main funding. Our main funding mechanism is through our what they call a Regulation D or a Regulation S for our international folks, but that's pretty much where we're talking to a very strategic partner who's going to be investing in us that you guys will be excited about, and that gives us the majority of our raise. Our raise is relatively small compared to other ones. I mean, we've been doing this for a while now, longer than most projects, and our total raise, over that time has been, 0.5% of most projects raise right out of the gate. So we've done things strategically on purpose because I didn't, obviously want to end up like the Twitter founder that had 1 and 2% of the company no control. We actually want to execute on vision and give people the features that we said we would. But things that also put us in situations that hadn't been ideal, like when we had developers that didn't deliver for us, or miscoded things so badly that we had to rebuild. We had to use valuable time and resources to recode. Yeah, resources equal money and time and everything else. But we had to do things that weren't ideal. And they also, the developers who had launched our original fork of Steam did it in a way that really screwed things up, and it wasn't ideal. So we had to make pivots and do things that were unconventional to actually try to get it to work. Ultimately, we could have made it work, except that blockchain just wasn't going to handle the traffic. And we even had some of the core Steam developers working on that, and couldn't make it work. So here we are today. We're on Hive. It's more decentralized. It's better than ever, and the code base is super clean. So we're happy, but we've done a lot with a little. Don't underestimate what we've done with a little bit. But our main funding is coming through that Reg D, and we're about ready to close on that. So we should have something like in the next month and a half. So by the time Republic's closing, it'll be inconsequential, to tell you the truth. But we're happy that the folks who got into that got in when they did, because we plan to have our features integrated into the site, to have all of the QA done, so the quality assurance, and then we plan to unleash marketing, and at the same time our NFT marketplace with the massive things that we have there is going to create a lot of momentum for us. So as far as strategy goes, I think it's just going to be a great thing for us and for the community. So hope that answers your question. I know it was a long-winded answer, but gave you some extra nuggets in there.
Chris, why would people want to be part of the Reg CF on Republic if they could be part of the DAO? What's the difference between the two?
I mean, the DAO is basically them voting. It doesn't give them ownership in the company, but we give them the ability. Our DAO is basically empowering the community who holds our SoMee to be able to just vote and start controlling the destiny of the actual technology that we've put out there. The stock is more kind of the corporate level ownership of the actual entity, and has more weight in terms of corporate decisions that the company makes as a whole. And so it's a different type of ownership, but also a lot of the value of the company all rolls into the stock. So if you look at somebody like Facebook, where I think Peter Thiel was like one of their first investors, and he invested 500,000 for a certain percentage, 10% or whatever it was of Facebook. Eventually, all that value that Facebook generated in the market went into the stock shares, and so Peter Thiel made like $1 billion off of that stock. Stock's a little bit different as far as how it functions versus like crypto being so volatile, and there's a lot of people manipulating it. And when you're a small project, it's just brutal because people are just in there pumping and dumping the hell out of it and making different moves. We don't even look at the token necessarily, because we're just heads down working on the utility of all the features. So once we actually flip the switch, I think I saw some conversations yesterday about people talking about the SME, and there's like maybe, I think there's 2.3 million a day that go out. So imagine when we scale 10 million users who are all posting content and things. So it kind of gives you a perspective of how that will kind of inevitably change the dynamics of how the utility and how the platform is functioning, where it's driving
even
the
5
utility
million
of those things. So
with
I
comments
like
and all of that. I mean, even 5 million users is going to be game changing. With only 2.3 million people rewards a day, I mean, shared among 5 million people, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean, exactly. But to get back to the question, that's like the difference. Why would somebody, just instead of having participate in the Reg CF versus the DAO, they're just two different mechanisms, and they have different functions, and the stock ultimately will hold all the value that's created from SoMee, from the NFT marketplace, because it's all under that kind of umbrella.
Awesome sauce. Well, that pretty much wraps up our AMA this time around, guys. We did actually cover a lot, which was awesome. And we have actually reached the end of our period. So I want to thank everybody for coming in, asking your questions, and getting that information out to you. We will again be having our next AMA next month at the third Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, which I do believe is March 26th. At 10:30 in the a.m. Pacific time. You can register by going to devs.somee.social and clicking on the register link at the top. We'll go ahead and post this recording to YouTube and our other channels, as well as our dev blog within 24 hours. Otherwise, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks everybody. And
Have a great day.
If anybody wants a cute little kitten, just reach out to Philip. Yeah.
Yes, I have kitties that are up for adoption. If you want one, please let me know.
All right, guys.
Anyway,
Black and white
take
now.
care, guys.
Thanks again.
Bye.